as one of my knights, I request that you keep yourself armed.
Thank you. It's Stephen, that's okay. Oh, it's not you. Your voice had a... That's good. Your Majesty.
Your grace.
If I might, I would beg a boon.
Ask, and if it be a right and proper thing and within our power, we shall grant it.
There is one amongst us that has been given to you as worthy of having part of the show. I would ask you now.
I am in agreement. Please call forward.
Their Majesties call forth the knights and masters of arms of the society.
Noble sirs, give your judgment that Cameron is worthy to be numbered among our order of the chivalry for his prowess, loyalty, and courtesy.
Aye! Their Majesties call forward Lord Cameron.
They're a member of our Order of the Laurel to speak for Cameron. I'll speak for whatever. Everybody.
I'm Dr. Selena of Beckingham. First a Laurel, then a member of the Rose, then a Pelican, and now a Knight. In our household, it is the requirement that every squire of the house learn art. Most of them have taken to it well. And of the dozen other squires that Duke Stephen has seen tonight with, many of them are Laurels. Squire 13 has not been quite so fortunate. He has not yet found his true art. However, he has tried his hand at many and done passingly well in casting, glass beads, sewing an armory, jewelry making, woodworking, many other things to which he has tried his hand. And that is what we ask for the members of the house and what we ask for Laurel. Your Majesty, while he has not truly found the art for which he would one day be Laurel, he is indeed my hero.
Thank you. The member of our chivalry to speak for Cameron.
Cameron has been a good squire, but now he is indeed a knight, and I find that easy to say as a man upon the field. He comes forth and presents himself and takes charge. He fights honorably, he fights well, and he fights hard, like a member of our chivalry should. He does not take advantage of the weak, but instead helps them. He trains. He understands what we do. He is quite adept giving that to the next man or lady who wishes to fight. For that, I find him mighty. Thank you.
Is there a member of our Order of the Pelican to speak for Cameron?
There is, Your Majesty. If I may address your populace.
Please do so.
I am Dr. Henry Best, Master of the Pelican. I'd like to talk to you about Cameron's many traits that have to do with service and have to do with the Order of the Pelican. I'd like to begin by talking about his vast organizational skills, his intense forward planning, his ability to communicate with others. I'd like to. But as you are aware, my friend Cameron was placed on vigil in March, and he asked me to speak for him last night. This is the most advanced notice he gave me for his entire reign. So moving on. It's kind of like yeah. I've never really cared much about awards in the SCA. It's been a blind spot of mine. But I was privileged during Cameron's reign to sit up front, to stand up front. He didn't give me a chair. And I got to see the process from the other side. I got to see everyone's faces. And I got to see how much it means to each person who comes up. And I was privy to a lot of the process, and I got to see Cameron up close doing all of this. The iconography of the pelican is of a bird piercing its own breast to give to his children. To give and give and give. And that's what Cameron did. Every single person who came up for an award, he knew who they were, he knew why they were there, he knew all sorts of things about him or her, and he was so glad to give that special moment to them. He took so much joy in it, and it was so obvious that person was a guest in his court, and that he was just thrilled to give. And that's a pelican thing. I'd like to talk about his honor. Cameron, and I will use his own words here, Cameron believes that his soul, his very soul, is in his breath. That's pretty old school. Cameron believes that his word is inviolate, and that if he breaks it, he loses his soul. These are not words of poetry. This is what he really thinks. This is what he believes. I believe that Cameron would not willingly break his word once given unless he had a signed note from his coroner explaining cause of death. He is very much my peer. And Your Majesty, one personal note. When Cameron elevated me to the laurel, he gave me a buffet. It was a weak and puny love. And I would beg of you that you would demonstrate to him what a true buffet should be. Thank you. Congratulations.
Somebody bring a mouth guard.
Is there a master of defense to speak for Cameron?
Your Majesty, there is. I am Meister Peter Grauf von Bremen, Premier of your Order of Defense. I beg your leave to address your populace.
Please, Peter.
Your Majesties, friends, when I first took a scarf from Meister Ulrich, I was gifted with a copy of Baldassare Castiglione's The Courtesan. The Courtier, I'm sorry.
We'll just assume you've read them both.
Maybe you wrote the
However, The Courtier is a book of an older man telling younger men how to become great lords. Bringing up his successors to the court. And on the surface, it reads as a way to make yourself great, and to make yourself loved, and to make yourself respected, and to make your Lord love you. And these are all things that in the nearly 10 years that I've known Cameron, from when he was a young man with a stick and an attitude, and he was a member of my shire when I was his seneschal, and we butted heads at every turn. Through my time as his rapier champion and his general, and since then as his friend, and learning to love and respect this man, as he has grown and learned the lesson that is not apparent in that tone, that to make yourself great, you make your king and your kingdom greater. And as a courtier, and as a man, and as a peer, he is my equal at least. And I commend him to your majesties and to this kingdom. And I thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, man. Is there a royal peer to speak for Cameron?
Now it's my turn. I'm Count Melick, and I would speak for Cameron. We had the pleasure of having Cameron and Amelie follow us on the throne, and so I got to spend quite a lot of time getting to know Cameron, and I feel that I know his true heart and his true character. And this man is a person who cares deeply about our society. He cares deeply about people, and I could not be more proud, and I could not love this man more. He is an absolute gem of the kingdom. I think the truest way to see somebody's character is to see how they treat people who can do absolutely nothing for them. And I have seen this man on many occasions go out of his way to make the youth of our kingdom, society, have a wonderful and memorable experience and really make the game come alive to them. And they can do nothing for him. It's all for them. I could not be more proud and love this man more. I think he will make an excellent peer. Thank you.
Thank you. Cameron, right mindful of your prowess in the field and responsive to the wishes of your peers, we are minded to make you knight. Know that to wear the belt and chain of a knight is to hold a sacred trust, that the obligation of knighthood will demand your efforts every moment of your life. A knight of society must respect all religions, never offending the faith of another. A knight must respect all those who are weak, defenseless, whether because of age, infirmity, poverty, or vow, and be steadfast in defending them. A knight must love his kingdom and his province, and fulfill most faithfully his feudal duties to his baron and his king. His word must be dependable beyond doubt or question. He must never flee from the face of his foes. He must be generous to all. And always and everywhere he must be the champion of the right and the good. The laws of a society and the customs of the kingdom require that a knight be proud, as you have demonstrated you are upon the field. That a knight be courteous, as you have shown yourself to be, and these noble gentlemen and ladies have attested. And that that a knight be loyal to his kingdom and the society. Hearing these words, do you then still desire the burden of knighthood and wish to swear fealty to the crown?
I do, Your Majesties.
Stephen, you have business with him before he can take fealty before us.
Cameron, you have been an excellent squire, and now I must ask you to belt back. Know that you may be the 13th squire, but you are my 10th graduate tonight. Well done. Give it up.
I here swear fealty to homage to the crown of the Middle Kingdom, to ever be a good knight and true, reverent and generous, shield of the weak, obedient to my liege lord, foremost in battle, courteous at all times, the champion of the right and the good. Thus swear I, Count Cameron Beckingham.
This do we hear, and shall never forget, nor fail to reward that which is given. Fealty with love,
service with honor, and oath breaking with vengeance.
Is there a belt?
This is the belt that I wore at Amelie's championship. It has the sign of our dragon on it. And much as I wore this in honor for her, you should wear it in honor for her as well. As a knight of our realm.
Wear this belt as a sign of your prowess. Through the bunny. Their chain.
I hold before me the constellation chain which I have held for nearly 18 months. I am more than honored to be able to keep it in the family. It was fashioned by Sir Marcus and given to me by Sir Cecil, and I am happy to give it to Your Majesty for our own squares.
Thank you. Wear this chain as an outward sign of your fealty. Are there spurs?
On, Your Majesty.